It's a high-profile case in Tyler that will be in the spotlight once again tomorrow afternoon. A longtime and trusted reverend is accused of stealing from an elderly couple, and he also allegedly opened bank accounts without consent from his previous church to pay personal bills. It's a case that continues to shock many in the community. CBS 19 anchor Mara Angeli Lopez spoke to Jerome Milton in an exclusive interview. Mara, you also spoke to the son of his alleged victims.
That's right, Aaron. There's so much to this case, and you've got a trusted person whose reputation has been tainted and a family who never imagined that something like this could happen to them. But to understand both sides, we need to start from the beginning.
It's a complicated case that's affected many people. Jerome Rocky Milton, a reverend with over 50 years in ministry. An elderly couple, Mr. Wayford Brown, who died in October of 2021, and Mrs. Marilyn Brown, who has Alzheimer's, and their son Daryl Brown, who raised questions about the reverend to Tyler police.
The court's going to call calls numbers 21.
Milton says this all started in October of 2020, when Daryl Brown's father became ill.
It was the height of the pandemic situation, and he didn't want to go to the nursing center. He had some health challenges that was threatening his life. He wanted to go home. I assisted, I interceded, and helped him go home where he could have dignity of life.
Months later, Mr. Brown fell and broke his hip.
He called me again to intercede because they wanted to give him a very dangerous surgery. He was not going to survive that surgery. Mr. Brown.
That's when Milton gained power of attorney over the elderly couple's finances.
I was in charge of all of their medical, I was in charge of all of their financial, and I paid the bills.
Police documents lay out the case against Milton as he wielded that power of attorney. And according to those documents, Milton used their debit card to make a car payment at a tire shop for his vehicle. I asked him about that.
Do you consider that personal car payment that you made maybe a payment that they made for you?
Yes. Yes.
Then I read off an excerpt from his October arrest affidavit alleging he stole money from his previous church.
Do you know why they would have this $3,000 and $2,000 check that were in your name for your wife's account and your joint account is what they're alleging here?
Yeah, I can't really comment on that.
Daryl Brown says he didn't agree with his parents' decision to give Milton power of attorney. Brown claims Milton used that power to overcharge his parents for home renovations.
They wanted the house painted. I got the house painted. They wanted the fence built. I built the fence.
No, none of that money that he stole from my parents went to any renovation.
According to Daryl Brown, Milton left just 28 cents in his parents' bank accounts.
It took me months with my own money to fix these bank accounts. He was basically living on their money for a year and a half. But yeah, this guy was doing a number on them because they really truly believe he was a man of God. But no man of God would ever do that to anybody.
To get a better understanding of what is protected under power of attorney, we reached out to criminal defense lawyer Bobby Mims.
If you're the person that holds the power of attorney, your obligation under the law and the contract itself is to act in the best interest of that person, not yourself.
With over 250 jury trials under his belt and extensive knowledge, Mims says it's typically somebody in the family.
An elderly person would give the power of attorney to his trusted daughter who would act in his best interest. And usually it's someone's a blood relation that you trust. Now, obviously preachers, some people trust them.
Milton claims he tried to do what the Browns wanted to the best of his ability. He faces multiple charges, including theft of property from $30,000 to $150,000 from an elderly individual. District Attorney Jacob Putman says this is something that often goes underreported.
As you can imagine, especially when it comes to finances, when people get older, they don't always have their full mental capacity, and that allows people to take advantage of them.
With a plea hearing Friday afternoon, Putman says Milton can choose to plead guilty or face trial.
Ultimately, he can have citizens come from the community, a cross-section of the community, and sit and hear the evidence that we have. They can put on any evidence that they want, and ultimately a jury can decide if he's guilty or not guilty.
Milton claims he did not steal anything.
I want to be clear on camera. Never today, tomorrow, or ever stole or robbed anything from Mr. and Mrs. Brown.
As for Daryl and his family, he says he just wants justice to be served.
I can never get any of the money he stole back. And that's okay. I got my mother. I don't have a father. My father is not here because he listened to this man and trusted him.
And Aaron, if Jerome Milton is found guilty and is convicted, he could face a 2 to 20-year prison sentence, and his hearing will take place tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. If you'd like to read more on this case or watch the entire interviews with both Milton and the alleged victims, you can go to our website, cbs19.tv. We've got all the information there.
All right, thanks, Mara. Let's talk weather here in East Texas. Another hot, humid day across our region. Brett, it's like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.